People of all sizes, large and little, ladies and gentlemen, and folks somewhere in the middle, welcome back to Tsushimi's House. I'm your loving host, Master Tsushimi, joined today by my sweet sibling, Ice Ice Bubby.
Hello.
And we're back with some more Ghost of Tsushima. Damn, I forgot this is the outfit we were wearing.
I like it.
Yeah, Jin was not cooperating during our sort of initial...
Yeah.
I thought he was doing a jerk-off motion.
We said that the last time, the exact same thing.
Listen, it still looked like it.
Well,
Guess who's forgotten controls again?
Jesus. Yeah, when we first... Can't get that out. When we were trying to do the intro, Jin was doing that thing that babies do where they look at their hand like, whoa, I have a body.
He also was, like, looking away from the camera like,
No.
I'm not going to be helpful. So we talked before about, like, revealing the map off screen. It turns out the only way to, like, fully reveal the map is to liberate an area in its entirety.
That's
so
right.
We're probably just going to let that happen.
Sure, that works.
Which also means we don't really have to wear the Traveler's attire.
But it's so nice.
Well, yeah, but so's the Ronin attire.
Fine. Wait, why don't we have to wear the Travelers?
The purpose of the travel... See, tracks artifacts with guiding wind. Traveling clears 30% more fog of war on the map.
Yeah.
Controller will vibrate when within 60 meters of an artifact.
Okay.
So, not a bad, but, like, I guess whatever. We can keep it for now.
Hey.
I literally just said a waypoint. No, I didn't.
Take me to Rice.
Things on fire.
I wish my life had a thing where, like, I got a nice breeze of wind letting me know where to find rice. Fucking love rice.
Shout out to rice.
Jasmine rice. Yellow rice. Butter rice.
Jade rice.
Jade rice.
Jade rice is one of those rare treats.
Yeah. I had this, like, really tiny black rice at this fancy restaurant once. Jonathan and I got into this phase where we were trying new things. We finally decided to start going toward Uptown because he's a country bumpkin. No, he's not a country bumpkin. He just, like, he's nervous about, like, the city just because he's literally not used to it. More from, like, a safety perspective, you know? I do get it, but, like, whatever. So finally after a while he was like, you know, I can't, like, not go to the city forever. Especially if it prevents us from doing fun stuff. And by fun stuff, I mean trying food, because that's what we do. But yeah, so we got into this phase where we're, like, starting to try new stuff. Not too much, because we were still... Like, he had a job. He had just freshly gotten a job, so, like, he wasn't, like, quite a broke college kid anymore. But it was still, like, when you, like, first get a job, and so you're like, ooh, I'm gonna get all this cool shit, and then you get the cool shit, including, like, a new car, and then you realize, oh, fuck, that means I have to pay for this car now.
Right.
Forever. And so it was sort of like that, like, okay, I have money, but I kind of went a little ham, so we're gonna go back. But we went to this, like, nice restaurant. The restaurant was okay, and, like, the food was okay. That's the thing. We've learned that, like, we aren't for, like, fancy, beautiful meals that are, like, really tiny. Like, that's just, I don't fuck with that. I do not fuck when you serve me something that looks like you're serving a toddler. Absolutely not. So we went to that one place and decided never again, because they did that. They gave you, like, teeny tiny little servings. Like, I think we ended up going to Wendy's after, because we were like, well, that sucks. We're hungry still. But yeah, the one thing I remember about that place was the rice. I remember being like, this rice is really good.
Okay. Sorry, I've been quiet because I'm trying to achieve a shoji assassination.
It's fine. Sometimes I gotta do the talking. It's okay.
Sometimes.
I feel bad because sometimes, like, especially again, like, now that we are living together again for now, like, I feel like you and I have conversations, so when I come on here on mic, it's like, well, what do I even talk about? I already talk to you every day. But, you know, I'll find crap about, just like this, like finding new food. For instance, we tried this new place. I don't want to say the name of these places because, like, I know y'all have a vague idea of where we're at, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to, like, you know, I don't want to send you my location. How about that? But we tried this one place. I really wanted to go because I'd heard great things from people, but also I'm a sucker for a view. Like, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. Jonathan and I spent years having conversations about, like, whether the way a restaurant looks or is should have any sort of effect on how you feel about the food they serve. Now, y'all know we grew up in Ecuador for a couple years, and like one of our favorite foods.
Like 5.
Well, yeah, 5 years. That's fair. A couple implies it was only like 2. 5 years. So we were there for a good amount of time. Especially during like our formative years. Like I was there from 5 to 10 years old, so that's like a big chunk of my childhood. Our favorite dish, or one of our favorite dishes, is encebollado, which is kind of like a fish stew, which sounds gross. It's delicious, I promise. If you're into fish, obviously, if you don't like fish, you're not gonna be able to get behind it. Just simply not happening.
Yeah, it's a non-starter.
Yeah, but yeah, and like the best one for me was from this dude who sold it to you like in a cart, and like he eventually got like a seating area, but it was like those like crappy red plastic chairs that like always somehow has a crack somewhere, even if they're brand new. They just do. And so like to me, the way a place looked did not fucking matter in terms of food, because that's where we grew up. Like people, you know, you didn't get these like beautiful little restaurants, you know, that had this like, you know, this country feeling, or like a remodeled bungalow where they serve you food. Like, no, that's not what fucking happens over there. It's you go to the cart to the cart that's near the cathedral every Sunday when you're gonna go visit your grandpa's, you know, grave. Like, fuck you. That's what you're doing this Sunday. I say it like it's a bad thing. That's one of my favorite like memories of when Dad would be in town, because our dad, becoming a citizen, had to go back and forth between Ecuador and the U.S. It's a whole thing.
Right.
But yeah, so anyway,
I still hold that the best burger I've had in my entire life was served out of a fucking cart in front of a hospital in a third world country.
Yeah, exactly. Like that guy served the burgers in the cart. You guys are probably like, damn, best food comes from a cart. Got it. And it's
that's
like
actually a pretty good rule of thumb.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, and like, you know, the guy that does the encebollados, he now has his own place. So like
same thing for Cartman.
Yeah, Cartman. Well,
he had his own place, then it died, it exploded, or fell in an earthquake.
Fell in an earthquake, but yeah.
He had a propane tank go off.
Jesus, I did not know about that. I don't remember.
God is trying to stop the world from
getting the good burgers.
These good burgers.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Jesus, poor Lucho. Lucho's his name?
That's what we call him.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, over there, the other things was like, you get like nicknames, like there's another dish we love, ceviche, which like ceviche isn't just Ecuadorian. There's like other places that have it. Like Jonathan had a ceviche at this one restaurant. I will say its name because it's fucking dead now. Rest in peace, Treehouse, that we loved so much. Short-lived experience. We went there like 3 times and it died. Yeah, it was like a different type of ceviche. Anyway. But there's this one person in town who makes ceviche sandwiches, which sounds like wild, but they are so good, or I mean they still are. But he's dead, right?
Oh yeah, dead.
Yeah, guy's dead. Listen, if you want like food with a story,
you want lore with your food.
You talk to us. You talk to us, and you go to Ecuador.
You talk to our dad.
Well, yeah, our dad is the one that gives us the tea, and then we kind of spread it, you know. He's our, like, provider, and then we serve it in the cute little cups and then give it to you.
There's, like, a feuding couple pizza joints in Ecuador, in our hometown.
Yeah, our cousin claims Papa John's, because they now have a Papa John's, is the best pizza in town. And I'm like, I refuse to believe you. There's no fucking way a Papa John's beats out, like, other places.
Yeah, nah, fuck
But
that.
I think that's, like, my American opinion, because they do it differently over there. Maybe it is better.
That's true. Like, KFC is better in Ecuador than it is here.
Oh my god. KFC hits so good, but I was traumatized by it because the one time I got to celebrate Halloween in Ecuador, I had the wildest shits, and then I didn't eat it for years.
Yeah, that did kind of put a damper on your...
Although, KFC holds a special place in my heart because our grandma loved KFC, and that was actually her last meal.
Oh.
She specifically asked her dad to go get her KFC.
Oh.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I'd heard that, but it's not like at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, it was like one of the last things, because I mean, at that point they were like, yeah, she could eat veggies and all the healthy food she's supposed to eat, but like it's not gonna change the course of what's happening.
It's not gonna keep her from dying.
Exactly, because she was on her deathbed at that point, so she was just like, KFC it is. And so my dad was like, you got it, girl. I guys have to understand, like, and this is something that like. Again, I talk about Jonathan a lot because he's literally the only person I hang out with other than Sush. And just because, you know, this is sort of like a Hispanic versus...
Self-roast?
No, I'm never trying to roast myself. I mean, that's a lie. I talk to other people, but, like, the person I talk to frequently about this kind of stuff is Jonathan, because he's my boyfriend and I hang out with him and, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, so like here I'm talking more from a perspective of like Hispanic versus American culture, and I'm not saying this is like 100% how it applies to you if you're American versus if you're Hispanic. I don't know, everybody's life's different, who fucking cares? But like for us,
that's also like a completely impossible assertion to make, just because like Colombians live very differently from Ecuadorians.
Of course.
Like,
so I say Hispanic, I mean Ecuadorian, but what I mean is like. And again, this might not even be universal in Ecuador either. So let me put it this way. It's more like personal in my family, in our family, and versus his. Like, we,
and stay safe.
our two sides of the family are very close with each other. Like, our grandmas were friends. Some of our aunts are friends with some of our aunts on the other side. They coexist very well, and it was never forced. Yeah. You know, it was, oh, we're a family now, and it just happened. And when I talk about that is because, like, our dad was no joke best friends with our grandma. And that's not me trying to be like, oh, he. No, they were best friends.
Yeah, he straight up, like, that stereotype of, like, you're supposed to hate your mother-in-law.
No, he adored her.
The shit out of that.
He adored her, and she loved him back. She I'm going to go as far as to say this, she loved him more than some of her own sons, I would argue.
I don't blame her. I've met some of her sons.
Right.
I met all of her sons.
Sorry, uncles, for the shade, but like, no, but seriously.
Maybe do better.
Right. But no, seriously, like they would prank each other like all the time, and they'd have jokes with each other. And I've talked the not appropriate thing. I talked about a different playthrough where she like said the thing where like that's gay as shit, and I was like, Grandma, and she's like, who would say that? Like, I didn't say that. Like, he. We're talking about our dad. You asshole. With her little like goblin giggle. But yeah, no. So they were friends, and so like she would ask my dad for stuff like that. Like, hey, I'm about to die. Can you like get me some KFC? And he was like, Roger, Dodger. You know, don't question it. Don't do nothing about it.
I could not see that.
She would take him he would take her to the casinos in Jersey. Oh my God. We actually just yesterday, Dad reminded me of the story of how she, when our dad first arrived in New Jersey, literally the next day, she was like, can you drive me somewhere? But she had like no fucking clue how to like get there correctly, because she didn't drive. And so she had him get on the interstate like the opposite way, against traffic, and he was like, fucking never again, old woman. Like, don't do that shit to me. But anyway, I've sidetracked to the sidetrack to the sidetrack to the sidetrack. Yeah, our families are close. Okay, hold up. We're talking about Grandma, KFC, Papa John's, food lore. No, food lore. I'm trying to backtrack now. Food lore. Food places looking like whether they so. Keeping in mind that I ate some of the best food in my life from carts that... Oh boy, I hear the boy crying.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's just gonna have to put up with it.
Yeah, he's breaking my heart, but it is what it is. All that shit. Oh.
We've been chilling.
We're gonna just be cuddling. I keep trying to call him Shadowmere, and that's her name. Kage?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Which is just Shadow.
I know, but just... Kage's easier to remember than Shadowmere, and I'm like, it's Shadowmere. And Jin's like, you overslept, and the horse is like, you overslept. Right, so, like, Jonathan for a while was of the opinion that, like, it totally mattered what a restaurant looked like. Like, there was this one restaurant in his town that he refused to go because his parents were like, yeah, there was, like, cracks in the wall. And it looked like the building was taken care of.
That right there is, like, certified good joint.
Well, yeah, exactly. Their argument was, well, the building's not... if they don't care enough to take care of their building... So they probably don't even care about their food or whatever the
Incorrect.
hell.
I guarantee you they're prioritizing their food.
Right, and I was like, that seems bougie. And he was like, no, that matters. And I'm like, I mean, sure, it matters that the building doesn't fall on you while you're eating. That I get, but like...
Incorrect. I'll disagree even with that point.
Well, hold up. So
if I'm having the best meal of my life and I die, that's okay. That's how I was meant to go.
Okay. All right. I sit somewhere in the middle where, like, yeah, sure, I would like to make it out after that good food so I can come back again and keep paying them for good food. I would also like for them not to die. I thought she was speaking Japanese for a second. I was like, did we change it? Sorry.
That is an option, yeah.
No, I know, but that's exactly. I was like, did we switch it to that? Anyway, so... So he used to be more of that thinking. You know, of course, like the more him and I've been together and talked and whatever, he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Versus I've kind of reverted where like I was like you at the complete opposite end of the spectrum where I was like, no, fuck you. There could be literal shit beside me and I'll still eat the food.
Well, there's a limit.
Okay, fine. But I will say, I do care about when a place has, you know, if I'm going somewhere, that's the thing, right? If I'm going somewhere for food because I just want fucking food, I don't give a shit what it looks like. Versus if I'm going somewhere and I want to have food but also a memorable / nice experience, then yeah, sure, I might go to like a more higher end restaurant that has like a nice view and stuff. I am a sucker for a view. Now, am I going to be like the restaurant's amazing just because it has a nice view but the food sucks? Absolutely not. However, this restaurant that I kept hearing about from people who recommended it both because of the food and the view, they were absolutely right. The food was so good. And again, it was like a higher end thing. So I expected like, oh, we're going to get like shitty, tiny little servings. Nope. The servings were like real adult servings. I had wasabi mashed potatoes, and they were so good. I ordered salmon just because I wanted some other thing, but then Jonathan ordered that thing, so I was like, well, there's no point in both of us ordering the same thing, so I'll just order something else that we probably both will eat. So it was like salmon with wasabi mashed potatoes. The salmon, I'm very picky about my salmon, especially if they cook it in a sweet manner, because I prefer my salmon like with like lime and more savory and sour flavors. They did it kind of like I think it was teriyaki. It was something like that. It was really fucking good. And again, with the wasabi mashed potatoes, I was scared of the wasabi mashed potatoes because I'm such a weenie for wasabi. If it even like barely touches my sushi, it's like ruined my day. But no, it was like really the perfect amount of wasabi, and it tasted so good. So props to that restaurant because it was fucking fantastic. I would definitely go back. Also, I don't drink alcohol a whole lot. I'll treat myself like once every few months to like a drink, maybe. But I had this like cocktail called Stone in Love, and it had like passion fruit juice, mango, pineapple, a bunch of shit like that. Really fucking good. So, good experience. Forget why that came up. I just like food. I like food. I like finding new places for food. But then there's always the chance of heartbreak, like when places like Treehouse close. Rip.
Yeah.
It wasn't even fancy.
That's
it was like
fair.
a cute place. It was like.
I feel like, I know this is not like a traditional love language, but I feel like food is our love language. Because like, when we're excited about a place, not only will we want to share it with, like, go there or whatever, but like, we'll want to share it with people who are important to us.
Absolutely, 100%. Like, I would be like, oh hell yeah, you and I, like, treat yourself, like, get dressed to the nines and let's go hit up that place. Because, like, it's a nice place. And I say dressed to the nines, it's like a fancy / casual place, right? Which, like, that's another thing. This is a PSA from your Aunt Bubby. When a place is nice, don't show up in fucking jeans and a t-shirt, please. Like, nice jeans and, like, a nice shirt? Yeah, sure. But, like, don't show up, like, straight out of, like, working the farm in that outfit to the nice place. And I get you're probably like, Bubby, that doesn't fucking matter. Like, mind your own business. Yeah, but, like, you're kind of going there, at least me, I'm going there for experience. Like, I'm treating myself to this, and I'm getting dressed nice and whatever. Does it really affect me that much if you haven't dressed nice? No, not really. It's not the end of the world. But it is kind of shitty, because it's like, if you wanted, like, why? Why would you show up somewhere like that, I guess, right? Like, I don't know. I'm big on... I think dress code is important. Is it, like, the most absolute important thing in the whole world? No, of course not. But, like, I do think it's something that you should be considerate of, especially, like, the more personal it is. Like, one of my friend's weddings, her brother came dressed, and it kind of like that, like, in a baseball cap, in basically a t-shirt, and then jeans. And I was like, this is your fucking sister's wedding, dude. What are you doing? Like, I get that this isn't, like, the gala, but, like, that really sucks. You look like an idiot. Like, that to me...
And by extension, you make your sister look like an idiot.
Right, yeah, like, already your poor sister couldn't have the wedding she probably wanted to have because her fiancé was pushy about, you know, getting to fuck her sooner. I'm just being fucking honest here. But then, like, you show up like that? Like, that tells me you didn't give a shit about your sister's wedding. You did not care to take the time to, you know, pick out a nice outfit, and if you didn't have the clothes, go buy them. And again, I'm sure some of you are like, but Bubby, some people can't afford nice clothes. I get that. That's a different story. I know he can. So, that's different.